Hello, welcome back to Mike and Mark Sports. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. Holiday sickness, family, business, and whatnot. But we're back on. So let's just get right down to it, to the NBA. 15 to 18 games in, depending on what conference, where you've been traveling out on the roads, how many home stances you had, and whatnot. So about 15 to 18 games in. Still a long season. So let's just get right into the standings. So in Eastern Conference, we have Cleveland, top of the league on 13-2. There's their points per game 112, opposition 102. So on average, they're winning by 10 points. It's not a statement winnings, but they are winning, and they're still working out their team. I mean, they're all playing really good ball at the moment. LeBron James is taking a backseat to Irving, so they're finding their feet again, and it's really nice to see what Cleveland is still there after what they achieved last year. Then we got Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls, Boston Celtics, Hornets, Hawks, Pacers, Knicks. Now that finishes the top eight. And that's really it. Anything below the top eight, you have the Bucks, you have the Pistons, Wizards, Magic, Heat, Nets, and Sixers. Just looking at my notes, and it's just not really. It's just not what's there. To be honest, so anything past the past eight, they're not going to be in contention. Most of them are just keep losing. You have the Sixers that's lost 4 straight. You have the Nets that's lost 7 straight. Heat that's lost 2 straight. Magic that's lost 4 straight. Wizards finally won. Pistons lost again. Bucks finally won. And then then you go up, and there's nothing there above the top, probably 6. I mean, Pacers and Knicks are not a team to worry about. I would say the Hawks, Hornets, Celtics, Bulls, Raptors, and Cavs, they're all going to make the playoffs. And depending on 7, 8, 9, and 10, who's going to be there. But for at the moment. But it's way too early to decide. And you mean a couple weeks ago in the Western Conference, which we'll talk about in a second, we're seeing ups and downs. Okay, but that's what's happening in the Eastern Conference. Western Conference, no shocker, Golden State Warriors 16-2, 18 games in. And they're on a 12-game winning streak. Last night beating Atlanta Hawks 105-100. They had a slow start. I thought the Hawks were going to pull it off, but, they didn't. They missed some couple down the stretch, and they just didn't get the job done. I thought Howard would have a bigger night, but he didn't. So the standings are obviously Golden State Warriors, then the San Antonio Spurs, where we thought that we're going to be above them this time. But at the moment, I mean, they've both been winning, one right after another. Golden State 12 wins in a row, Spurs 9 wins in a row. Okay, in the last 10, 9-1. So they've won 9 in a row. But what is astonishing is that Golden State Warriors, with all those big wins, are only having an average difference of 12.7 points per game winning margin. And that's not what we saw last year. Last year they were in the high 18, 19s, and it's just not the same team. But you think the Warriors, then you got the Spurs, and then you got the Clippers. Clippers 14-4. They've on a 2-game losing streak. Okay, the Rockets are sneaking up there with 2-game winning streak. Okay, and then you got the Rockets, Grizzlies, Thunder. Ever since Durant left, you can see Russell Westbrook. I mean, there was a couple shows on ESPN the other day about Russell Westbrook and what he's done to the Oklahoma City Thunder. When it comes down to the last 3 or 4 minutes, it's all him. There's no passing. It's just him. And he's going to be running all his teammates out. I mean, that's why Durant left. If you look at Golden State now, they pass the ball. When you're hot, you get the ball. If it's Durant, if it's Thompson, if it's Curry. If you're hot, they'll get you the ball. And Russell doesn't do that. He doesn't share the ball enough down the stretch to win games. Yes, last night they won 112-103 against New York. I mean, they should win against New York. But the other night against the Lakers, what happened? He didn't pass the ball. Lakers passed the ball. They're a bunch of basically nobodies. I wouldn't say nobodies, but they're all probably B to C players. There's not a superstar in that team. And what they did to the Thunder game ago was they passed the ball and they beat them. Plain and simple. I mean, it was sketchy. They were winning, 9 to 12 points roughly all game. Last 3.5 minutes, it got sketchy because some of the Laker players were starting to get a little bit selfish, trying to, put the team on their shoulders, but they don't. They need to keep passing the ball, and they will be fine. They will be fine. So then we got, what was it? Where was that? The Grizzlies, Thunder, Utah Jazz, and Lakers. You think Thunder have won 3 in a row. You got Jazz won 3 in a row, and you got Lakers finally won last night. I know, didn't win last night. They won the night before. So things are looking quite good, for that. And then obviously you got the Blazers, the Nuggets, the Kings, the Pelicans, Timberwolves, Suns, and Mavericks. Now, Mavericks being the bottom. No one saw this. Maybe 7th, 8th place, but I didn't see right now. They've played, they're 3-13. Okay, so they got 16 games in. No one saw them being 3-13. I mean, yeah, they won the other night, but I didn't see that coming. Phoenix Suns, yeah, I saw. Timberwolves, I saw. And the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans, they started the season with no wins for a very long time. Okay? A very long time. Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row, but they've been 6-4 in their last 10 games. They are playing some amazing ball at the moment. Going through Anthony Davis. Okay? He leads the NBA in scoring on the team. Okay? I mean, he is their team. Okay? He's averaging 31 points at the moment. He's playing amazing ball, and that's all that we really need to say about him. He is the heart and soul of that team. They can easily climb to Memphis. I mean, yeah, they're five games back from Memphis in the Southwest standings, but they can climb up there. I mean, they have some good teams on their right in front of them. I mean, they play the Lakers on tonight. Then they play LA, and then they play Oklahoma City. Now, if they can get a win out of those, that is big. That is going to show what this team is actually made of. I don't see them beating LA or maybe City, but they have a chance against Los Angeles. Anthony can tear that young team apart. And then you think they go to Memphis, which they can win. Philly, they can win. Back to LA, which I don't like having LA being on December 2nd and then the 10th. I mean, that's quite a home and away stance. Well, and that's not fun. But then obviously they got Phoenix, Golden State, which they'll probably lose, Indiana, which that you never know, and then Houston, which you never know what team's going to show up. So they could get probably 5 wins out of that. Yeah, they'll probably lose 5 of those, and they'll probably go 5-5 their next 10. But they have the opportunity to mine that gap. I mean, you think, because you're looking at New Orleans and you think of who Memphis has next. Think of who they have. I mean, yeah, they beat the Magic 102-97, but they have Toronto. They're playing Toronto, which Toronto can win. They're playing Orlando, which I see them getting past them, but then they play LA. They play New Orleans on the December 5th. Philly, they'll probably win. Portland, they'll probably, but they play Golden State. Then they play Cleveland. And then they play Cleveland again after that. 13th and 14th, they play at Cleveland and then at home. So they will drop games. There's no doubt that they will drop games. I see them going maybe 4-6. So Pelicans can pop up. So they'll be a good 4 games back in 10 games time. I know it's slow, but you can see Pelicans rising, possibly making the playoffs if they keep playing the way they are now. They might be able to make the playoffs at the end of the year. That's what I'm saying. But let's get down to last night's game. So we had Boston Celtics against Miami. That's quite a big game for the Celtics. You know, they've been up and down this season, you know, with a very young team. Thomas, you know, doing what he does every game, scored 25 points. Bradley added another 18. You know, and they other than the third quarter, the second, well, basically just the second half, Boston ran the show. Second half, they kept the lead going, but you could see Miami was coming back. Beginning of the fourth, Celtics extended the lead again, but near the end, Miami started to come back, and it looked like Miami could probably pull it off, but they never did. But we had Thomas, you know, 25 points. You know, Miami, Dragic, 27 points. You know, it was a good game. Both of them shot below 50%. Boston was shooting 40% behind the 3-point. Turnovers were relatively close, 10-13. Rebounds, Miami out-rebounded them by 6. You know, the stats don't show it the game. That's what it was. And then we go to the second game of the night, which was Sacramento versus Washington. This game was close. This was a close game. From halfway through the second, I think, all the way until, well, it went to overtime. From the second quarter onward, it was a close game. Sacramento went up a couple times. Washington went up a couple times. You know, it was nice. But you think Beal hit 7 threes last night. Without his 7 threes, where did those 7 threes come from? Don't know. Cousins had 36 points. Beal had 31 points. What a battle. And you know what really hurt them? Free throws. Cousins went 3 from 10 from free throws. That's 7 points missed. And we can't do that. But you think Cousins shot loads. He went 16-34 last night. He took 34 shots last night and had 36 points. And if he was on, Kings would have wiped the floor with the Wizards. That's what you have to think about. You think 3 points for the Kings. They hit 2 3-pointers last night. One from Gay, one from Cousins. So Gay was 1 from 4. Cousins was 1 from 6. Collison was 0 for 1, and somebody else, shooting guard. Their shooting guard. What's their shooting guard? Aaron Aflalo. Yeah, he went like 0 for 6 or something like that. Shooting guard going 0 for or 1 for 6 or something, 0 for 3, somewhere around those regions. He didn't hit one. Okay, but then you think like their field goals. Rudy Gay, he had 7 of 16. Cousins 16 of 34. Their starting 5, 7-16, 1 for 3, 16-34, 2 for 6, 1 for 6. It was Gay and Collison. Their bench, 1 for 4, 1 for 6, 3 for 4, 5 from 9, 1 from 5. And 2 people didn't even play. They had a horrible shooting night. I mean, no one was really over 50% at all. And you think free throws. You had 100% Rudy Gay, 3 for 3. Rufus 2 for 2. Cousins 3 for 10, missed 7. Starting 5, Cousins was the only one that missed a free throw. The bench missed 2, 3, missed 3 free throws. So that's 10 points. That would have put him at 105-101. But then obviously we have to look at the Wizards. We have to see what they did. Morris was 2 for 12 for shooting. 6 for 9, which is okay. 4 for 6 was okay. Wall, 6 for 16, unacceptable. Beal 12 of 24, 50%, unacceptable. 13 threes he hit. He hit 7, so fair play. He should be hitting at least over half of your free throws. I meant your 3-point free throws. They missed. I mean, their starting 5 missed 1, 3, 5, and their bench hit them all. That actually went to their free throw line. So, I mean, again, close game. But it literally is about no one can really hit 3 points in these teams. So that's fine. Okay, so we go back to Philly. Philly obviously lost to the Raptors, 122 to 95. Laurie hit 6 threes, hits all his threes. It was a good game up until about 3 minutes into the first. Then Raptors went away. Sixers can never get back, so that's just an easy one to call. Next one, Thunder Knicks. Thunder on a 3-game winning streak, 112 to 103. That's what happened. Basically, Russell Westbrook got his third straight triple-double, finishing with 27 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists. That's all you really got to say about that game. Then we had Hornets against Memphis, a game that I thought Memphis probably could have took off, but Walker and Lamb were just unstoppable. They both scored 21 points. And they early lead and just let it away, 104-85, massive win. The next one was Utah against Memphis. Minnesota, just did Memphis. Utah 112-103. I mean, Jazz have won 3 in a row. George Hill had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Gobert had 16 and 17 rebounds, and they just played really well. And then obviously Atlanta Golden State. Like I said earlier, Golden State was into early. They just couldn't find the baskets. Atlanta did. And it was a great game until the end. I mean, Durant went off a bit, and it was a good game. So that was last night's games. That was the NBA. And we're going to be doing more sports now. Getting more stats in. We're watching more games. Playoffs for college football is getting ready to happen. I'm a massive Ohio State fan, so that was a big, beating the team up north. So that was a big for me personally. But college conference championships are going to be happening now. So I'll speak about that. NFL was getting ready to be playoff contention. Who's winning? Last night's game was Green Bay and Philly. Green Bay winning that, so that was big for playoff contention. Then finally getting back onto the win. And that's really what we're at the moment. In UFC, we got UFC 206 starting to happen up soon and people pulling out. So we're going to be looking at what's going on with them and seeing what's really going to happen with these 3 sports. I'm over here in the UK. I might be throwing some Premier League football or soccer out there to see what's happening. I mean, we're a couple of games in now before the Christmas break, so it's nice to see. So what I'll be doing going forward is I'll be titling my videos on what sports and what games that I'm going to be doing. Specific like today. It's almost 20-minute long video, and I'll probably start breaking it down. So talk about the standings, what all teams are doing, looking at what they're doing, who has shined this week, and then probably break it down the games. I'll pick a couple big games that are happening in the week and talk about those games. I'm not going to talk about every game, as there's just so many games. You think 82 games in the season for every single team. That's a lot of talking, and I just don't want to bore you guys out. So I'll probably just have highlights. What's the biggest threat? So we'll probably start picking topics now, and seeing what you guys want to hear. So please message us. We got on Twitter, Mike and Mark Sports, our YouTube, and we're thinking about taking a Facebook page up live now. So yeah, help us out. This is a passion for me and my brother. We love sports. We love talking about sports. We love seeing what's happening and with the players. So please let us know. Please send feedback so we can make what you boys want to hear. All right, so this is obviously Mike and Mark Sports again. I'm Mike. Peace out.